Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a deeply clinical, highly objective look at a pretty chilling subject, which is the specific methods of state-sanctioned control. Now, our source material maps out this intense pattern of behavioral engineering, and we're going to use this strictly as an analytical exercise. We really want to understand exactly how systems of power go about dismantling the human mind and body. Think about who you are right now. Your memories, your personality, your whole sense of self. Now, imagine a timeline where all of that is just stripped away. Not over years, but in literally a matter of minutes. Upon entering some of the world's most feared prisons, new arrivals face this reality where the loss of self is just an immediate, shocking plunge. And honestly, the sheer speed of this psychological breakdown is the very first crucial component we need to understand. Okay, let's dive into this. Before we go any further, we really need to ground ourselves in a core definition. Erasure is the systematic and industrialized process of removing human identity and dignity. I want you to really focus on those two words, systematic and industrialized, right? Because we aren't looking at random acts of chaos here. We're looking at a highly organized, mechanical process that is specifically designed to dismantle a human being. To unpack all of this, we're going to follow a four-part roadmap today. Number 1, the welcome party. Number 2, state-sanctioned breaking points. 3, the science of erasure. And 4, industrialized loss of dignity. We are navigating some heavy themes for sure, but we're doing so to extract the strict mechanics of how these systems operate. Starting with part 1, the welcome party. Notice the jarring contrast of that phrase, welcome party. In these environments, new arrivals are greeted not with a warm reception, obviously, but with a calculated protocol. The source material details that this consists of immediate beatings. But the crucial takeaway here is actually the purpose behind the violence. It isn't just about physical pain. It's this rapid-fire method designed specifically to strip away the individual's identity in those first few critical minutes. It's basically an immediate psychological reset. Moving on to part 2, state-sanctioned breaking points. To really understand the extremes of this system, we have to look at facilities that act as structural and points of state power. The term human slaughterhouse is a direct reference to the infamous Sedina prison. Maintaining our clinical objectivity here, we have to recognize what a facility like this actually represents. It is the absolute brutal extreme of physical breaking points. It's an environment where the physical erasure of a human being is just scaled up to an institutional level. And this brilliantly illustrates the vast spectrum of these breaking points. On one extreme, we have the visceral, physical reality of a place like Sydnaya, achieving erasure through literal bodily destruction. But on the other end, we have sophisticated psychological tactics like the Mr. Big technique used in Western interrogation rooms. This is a totally different method, relying on psychological manipulation rather than physical force, yet it targets the exact same engineered, state-sanctioned breaking point. Let's look at part 3. The science of erasure. We're now looking at the clinical methodology of behavioral engineering. The source material highlights a specific method referred to as the flying carpets. Step 1 is the application of immense physical pressure. Step 2 is to literally bend the prisoner until their joints tear apart. It's deeply unsettling, but as focused learners, we really must recognize this for what it is, a neutral, step-by-step physical destruction. It's engineered, much like a dark science, to dismantle the body's physical integrity to ultimately force a psychological surrender. Now, I want you to really think about how this applies to the broader concept of control. Compare these two distinct methodologies for a second. On one hand, we have the literal joint tearing of physical force that we just discussed. On the other, we have pure psychological justification, which is specifically seen in the Reed technique. In this technique, interrogators use carefully crafted monologues to justify a suspect's crime. They offer a psychological off-ramp, basically. It requires absolutely zero physical blows, yet through the sheer pressure of a monologue, it bends the mind, just as the flying carpets bend the joints. Both are highly effective sciences of erasure. Which brings us to part 4, industrialized loss of dignity. So, the crucial point is this. The data and methods we've analyzed today compel us to move way past the simple, conventional idea of punishment. When we look at welcome parties, joint tearing, and these intense psychological monologues, we aren't looking at mere penalties for a crime. We have to recognize this as a pattern of industrialized erasure. The ultimate end product of these systems, whether they use physical extremes or psychological tactics, is the systematic loss of human dignity. I want to end our explainer today by leaving you with this provocative question. Where is the line between punishment and the complete erasure of human dignity? As you process all the information we've structured today, I challenge you to deeply reconsider your understanding of criminal justice, interrogation, and state power. When exactly does a system stop correcting behavior and start scientifically dismantling the human soul? Thank you so much for joining me and engaging with these heavy concepts today. Keep questioning the systems around you, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.